Okay. There's time in our life. Incidents might hit us. But no matter how hard it hits, it will create change in life. Maybe positive or negative. Ladies and gentlemen, judges and audience, have you ever imagined that one day you or your parents cannot listen to each other? Today, I would like to introduce my beloved mother. 10 years ago, after an accident, she lost the ability to hear. Our happiness has suddenly broken into parts, piece by piece. Since then, whenever I want to talk with her, like borrow the money, giving her good grade, all I can do is to ask my dad to talk with her using deaf sign language, but just with my dad. In 2020, according to WHO, over 5% of the world population suffer from disabling hearing loss. In our country, 2.5 million among these are deaf. To investigate the current problem, a month ago, I had a chance to go to my mom to the deaf community. Here, there are many deaf people with just a few translators to help. From what I've learned, many people can find their dream job. Some cannot even go to universities just because the lack of deaf communication in our daily life. Having known the problem, our team has created technology solutions to help communicate with the deaf, which is entirely focused on user experience and functionalities. We want users to feel our application is a one-stop, friendly, and reliable partner from the start. Most importantly, we want to reconcile the difference between the hearing and the deaf wherever you are, whatever language you speak. In our team, action is the loudest voice. Instantly diving into early-stage experiment, we have collated the data. We contain 4,000 words from Ministry of Education, and thanks to our deaf volunteers, we have scaled up our dataset. With 600 videos for 5 sites, we have trained our AI model with an accuracy of 91%. Bringing this algorithm to life, I introduced Ellie. Ellie is the virtual translator that translates the deaf hand sign to speech and our speech to text to solve for the signers on the mobile app. Let's log into Oli to reach a remote or direct call. Direct call is suitable for meeting in person, while remote call is for you when you can't reach your college directly by using a video call. If you want to use it for emergency, from the login screen, you can click a quick call. Here, Ellie will start in-person call using default language. Inside each session, I will implement AI model to recognize hand signals and face detection to identify whether you are male or female to feed to our speech API. With the rise of technologies, we are not alone in competition for hand signal assistance. Nowadays, applications that support the deaf are huge, both traditionally and educationally. But above them all, with the advantage of using modern technology, simple and intuitive for all each group with various communication methods, we are confident that early is becoming the world-leading product to bridge the gap between the hearing and the deaf. The next step will be huge for our team. We are launching a demo next month. We are planning to work with government, NGO to find legal partner, and angel investor to pilot our solution and to enhance resources. During the early stage, we choose visible schools to partner with, especially with parents who are having less experience communicating with their children. We work with authorities running campaigns to advertise our product and also to collect the data that related to student daily routines. With a vision to create equality for deaf people in every corner, we expect to cover to over 10 visible schools this June, and by the end of the year, our application is expected to have 100,000 downloads. To make this project possible, teamwork has played a crucial part throughout this progress. With teams of young and talented people, we are ready to achieve greater results and together overcome all challenges. And to end my speech, I would like to remind you one thing that I've learned from the community visit. If you want to change the world, start with ourselves. Let's start together today. Thank you.
Starting together today. Thank you very much for that inspiring presentation. And I'd like to turn it over to our judges, Sunita Grote and Catherine Du, for questions.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Hi, I just have 2 questions. Thank you for presentation. The first one is, I know there are quite a kind of similar kind of applications now in the field, which is translate the sign language or vice versa. So my question is, what are the unique, features of your project? This is the first one. Yeah, maybe you can, give some answers for that.
Yes, thank you for these great questions. So our difference between the other similar applications that translate deaf hand signs is that our application can be used with any language, using our data, and you can communicate remotely, like with Zoom, but with our AI model implemented in that Zoom, that is create our advantage compared to others. That is our answers.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, I also noticed you do have the plan to promote this application not only in Vietnam but also to Southeast Asia, right? So my question for you is, do you know in general how many kinds of sign language? Because there's quite a difference between country to country wise of this sign language. Can you just do you know generically how many kind of sign languages are there for in Southeast Asia? Yeah.
From my perspective, there are over 10 different sign language in Southeast Asia, and to build that huge data set, we need a lot of preparation. So that's why we will have like 1 year or above 1 year to prepare this for expand to Southeast Asia. So my question is above 10.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, that's all for my question.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks so much for the pitch, and I'm really fascinated by these kinds of solutions. So thank you. It was really interesting to listen to. A similar one I've seen as just to flag in case you're interested in looking to it, is using an avatar. So sort of sign language translation for movies, for instance, and on ongoing communication. So that might be interesting to you. I believe it's a company that's come out of Jordan. I'll have to look up their name. But that might be an interesting connection for you. I have a very quick question. I know we're probably out of time, but if you could just explain in a little bit more detail what the purpose is of the algorithm. From the demo, it appeared that the actual translation happens through a human that then is connected to the user through the interface. How does the human element and the algorithm element come together, and what's their specific purpose of each?
Can you minimize the question, or can you repeat the question? Yeah,
so my question is, could you describe a little bit what the purpose is of the algorithm, and then how does it interact with the translator? I had understood based on your demo that the translator is still performed, the translation function itself, it's still performed by a human and not by an algorithm. Maybe I'd misunderstood, but I'm just asking, what's the difference between the two? How do they work together?
Yes, I should. First of all, I should repeat one of our sentence. Is that inside each session, we implement our AI model to recognize hand signals. And from looking the application, right now we have not yet integrated the AI model into the application yet, because a few days ago we have just adjust our accuracy of our AI model from 80% to 91%. So yeah, because we have just upgraded our model, so we have not yet integrated into our application. So that's why you just only see the human interaction to our apps, but not yet the sign language. But we will do it just in next week. After we finish, I have prepared my presentation and have spent time to integrate our AI model to the apps. Yes, that's the answer.
Terrific. Well, thank you so much.